All right, so to set up our outline here, again, we'll use both these screens. You got the template over there and the slides for the day. You got your project here in NoodleTools, hopefully. Okay, to set things up, you want to go to your project, which always takes you to your sources. You want to go to your node cards over on the left here, and really you want to click tabletop view. That's the best way to do it, I think. And then to set up the outline, it's real easy. Just where it says outline up top, you just check the box next to it. And that splits your screen so that you have your note cards over here on the left, and then you've got your outline over here on the right. All right. Now from there, we're just going to use that template on my other screen. Okay, so everybody look at that template over there. What's the first section of your outline? No. That screen. No. The first thing. No. The first thing. There we go. I heard it. Okay, introduction. This has been a struggle all day for some reason. The first thing in that outline is the introduction, right? So we got to make sure this matches over here. So where it says I, you can double click. Anytime you double click, it lets you edit the text. Write introduction in there. Okay? So you know that's your introduction. Then for this, what says subtopic right now for A? What goes in there? Look at the template. There we go. Thesis. All right. So in there, you're going to type your thesis. All right. Where's your thesis at? It's on page 4 of that essay packet I had you get out. All right. At the bottom of the box, you should see a thesis there. Over there. Over there. All right. So page 4, you're just going to type that thesis in there. Okay. Type that thesis under A. This thesis in your box. It may have changed. That's okay. Put in your current thesis, right? Your most up-to-date thesis. That's what you're typing in the outline. Okay? All right, for me, I'll give you a minute to do that. I'm just going to copy and paste mine because mine's in this template right here. All right, so at this point, you should have an intro, and now you're typing in your thesis right here. All right, so take a look at the template again. Now that we've got our introduction, we've got our thesis here. That's all I need to see in your introduction, right? The outline is really, again, like you're putting together a puzzle here, piecing together your thoughts, organizing information. You're not actually doing a whole lot of writing today. You're just putting stuff where you think it needs to go logically so that you can set your paper up for success. So for your intro, all I need to see is your thesis. I need to see what your argument is, because building a research paper, you're kind of like a lawyer building a case. That's your main idea. That's your argument. Now you got to back it up, right? So I just need to see in your outline, like, this is what your argument is. This is how you're going to back it up. All right? Okay, so what's the next part of the outline over there on the template? What do we need to put in next? Nice. All right, we got it. Counter argument. So to add something, you just go to this plus button up here. You click Add Topic Sibling. It gives you Roman numeral number 2. And we're going to label that as the counter argument. Okay? All right, so other than that, you just need to label the counter argument. From there, you can see the next thing you're going to do is you're going to start placing note cards different places. All right? The first note card in your essay, just to be clear on this, if you look at the template, the first note card supports your counter argument. So yes, the first quote, the first note card you use in the paper is actually going to go against your thesis. All right? It's going to support the other perspective. We do that early on as the first quote. Here's why. You're basically saying like, hey, I put in a lot of work. I've researched this topic. Here's a counter argument to my thesis. Now here's why it's right and I'm wrong. You spend the rest, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Here's why it's wrong and why I'm right. All right, you spend the rest of the paper defending your thesis and proving that one counter argument quote wrong. Make sense? So your first quote actually supports the other side, supports your counter argument. So you guys should be good to go on that as long as you came up with, a few note cards that supported the counter argument like I told you to the past week. So now all you got to do is find a counter argument quote that works, and then to drag that note card over here, you just click and drag, and you drop it in here. It should highlight the topic in blue, and that drops your note card in here. And then it checks that note card off up here. Okay? So that's how you move note cards from the note card section to your outline. Okay? Then you're going to have another quote in that counter argument paragraph. You're going to have another note card. You drag that over here. All right? As you can see in my template, note card number 2, your second quote, that should be the best quote you have. All right? That should be, out of all your note cards, pick your best one to support your actual thesis, to support your argument, and to refute the counter argument. So you'll think about all your note cards. You'll put your best one in as the second one for the counter argument paragraph. All right? All right, any questions about that, about outlining the counter argument paragraph or what we're doing there? All right, look at the template again. What's next? How many body paragraphs do I have? 3. So let's go ahead and set those up now. You can just add the topics. Body paragraph number 1. Body paragraph 2. Body paragraph 3. And then we want to add a conclusion. But you're going to see in that template there, you don't have to do anything with the conclusion. You just have to label it as a conclusion. Okay? Because you're going to export this outline on Monday to start working on your first draft, and you just want to be able to see like where you're going to put everything. All right? Okay. So now that you've got it like mapped out here, you are going to go back in and you're going to give your body paragraphs topics based on your thesis, based on your research. So to do that, I have an example here. So as I read this example thesis, think about what my body paragraphs would be about. It says, although many love to spend hours scrolling through their favorite social media sites, the harmful platforms society loves today have many negative effects on mental and physical health, and government intervention is now necessary. If you think about that example thesis, what would the topics be, you think, for my body paragraphs? What would I be writing about in my body paragraphs? Sophia, what do you think?
How it affects people and specific examples of how it affects them.
Right, so what are some specific like areas I mentioned in the thesis that I might write about? Right, so here's how I would set up this paper based on this thesis, right? A good thesis is a roadmap for your essay. So body paragraph number 1, I would probably focus on mental health, right? Because I mentioned that aspect in the thesis. What would body paragraph number 2 be about then, probably? Probably physical health, all right? And then body paragraph number 3, I would set that up to be about like solutions / government intervention. I would think the solutions part is something that would be helpful for all your papers. Most of your papers, you guys are writing about social issues that are problems, right? And so like maybe your last paragraph could be about solutions to those problems for everybody. But that may not work for every topic. You got to think about your topic and how you set up your thesis. All right? Then from there, again, it's like putting together a puzzle. You're going to click, you're going to drag your note cards over where you want to put them. So like this note card, hopefully you have good titles that tell you what's on that note card, right? That's why you made titles. If you got stinky titles, you may have to look back at your note cards. Like you may have to double click. So look at this again, see what's on the note card, right? And then drag your note cards from there, maybe retitle it. But like this note card says, and by the way, if you exit out, you can see you got to recheck outline to bring it back up. It did not delete it. It saves it automatically. But like this note card says, parents as role models with social media. I would think that's a solution, right? So I would click, drag, and I'd put that under body paragraph number 3. Okay? All right, now if we look at the template here, how many note cards do you need per paragraph? 2. You've got 4 paragraphs, right? Counter, 3 bodies. How many note cards does that equate to? 8. How many should you have? 20. Okay? So that's also part of the outlining process. You got to think to yourself, all right, I got 20 note cards, right? We make you do more research than you have to because that's what research is about. You get a pool of information. Now you got to narrow it down. I got 20 note cards. First step is probably what are my best 8 note cards to use in the paper? Okay? Now, that always like some people end up using more. Like you could probably use 3 note cards in your paragraphs. That would be fine. Four's too many. You can't have four or more. That would be a super long paragraph. But I would say again, like 2's the minimum, 2 to 3 note cards per paragraph. If you have some research that you really can't figure out how to incorporate it with your note cards, but you really want to, like you could always try to throw something in the intro or conclusion later on. But this is all you need to outline is this what's laid out for you in this template. Okay? All right, so when you're done, it's going to look like that template over there on my slide. Any questions?